Hi, what's going on, everyone? 5,500 points was my target. Now I'm aiming high for the SP 500. Just a couple of weeks ago, if you guys can remember, when the SP 500 crashed, went lower throughout the month of August, everyone was creating content that, oh, the recession has started, the depression has now dropped, price is going to continue to go lower, and here it is today. The S&P 500 is going higher. We did a price prediction all the way back in August, looking for the S&P 500 to go up, and look at where it is today. So even if you were to hold in the S&P 500 now, instead of having 2.9%, your profit is now standing at 7.62. Our target was at 5,500 points, but apparently we exceeded that. And I think maybe even leading up to the conclusion of the election, that the S&P 500 could be making all-time highs, seemingly like on a continual basis, because this market is bullish, no doubt about it. We're trending. The market is not dipping. Whenever it does dip, you get a quick reaction of the market coming right back, just like in this situation, and then definitely just like here, right here. All right, so let's break this down, because I think people don't think that this market is bullish or strong, and I'm going to show you the reason why it is. So keep it locked, hit the like button and share the video also, all right, and subscribe here for more content. Now, this is one reason why this market is bullish in the S&P 500. Right here, off the week of September the 3rd, the market did throw some weakness. It did throw some selling, but the buyers took the hit. Like the next week, the market came right back. It came right back. The buyers won that round. The buyers were formidable. They was like, all right, cool. I see what these sellers are trying to do. Let me drop more money in this market so I can lift this price up. That is exactly what they did. You got an up fake. Next week, you got to push to go up. Boom. That's confirmation alone to tell you that the market is still strong. Pretty much like what happened here. Look at that. What happened here? 1 week, the sellers hit. Next week, the buyers. What was the result? Here is SP 500 on the 2. Look at this on the 2 weeks. Whenever you see a market give you one direction, one bias, like is weak, okay, but then immediately the next bar it goes the opposite direction, that is contrarian. That is contrary to what should be going on. The market in the S&P 500 was supposed to fall down, go lower after this bar, but it didn't do it. That's contrarian. That's contrary to what you think should have happened. That is bullish then. Look at this one. We got weakness on 2 of the 2 weekly price bars, but instead we saw the market on the third 2 weekly price bar close back at the high 2 bars ago. Again, contrarian, bullish. Look at this one. This 2 weekly price bar, the market closed on a low. Next 2 weeks, you're trying to tell me that it went right back up. Someone, multiple people, multiple entities, multiple businesses still have the idea that the S&P 500 is still bullish, period. Period. Just by looking at the weekly and the 2 weeks alone, I don't care what anyone says. This market also talks, it speaks. It's a language, and if you can understand it and dissect and diagnose what's going on, you can also profit right alongside with everyone else. Here it is on the 3. Okay, this is where you also saw more information that this market is bullish. You're trying to tell me throughout this 3 weekly price bar, the S&P 500 dipped all the way back down to 5,100 points. The buyers became more engaged, and they was able to lift the price from that level all the way back up to 5,500 points and close on the high. And then we also see another indication of strength in the market in the S&P Wow. Look at these bars. It's crazy how if you just read it and understand what's behind these price bars, you can also be very profitable, or at least know how to wade throughout the markets. Look at that. Look at this 5-weekly. Look at this one. Look at this. It's like the buyers are here trying to buy up. Every time this market hits a sell-off, someone is buying it. So why would you want to be a seller here? The only way that you will become a seller is when no one is in the market buying. All of these 5-weekly price bars is showing someone is buying. But leave it to content creators. They'll come out and say, hey, the market is weak. We should be in a recession. We should be in a depression. Inflation is running rampant. People are losing jobs. Money's being printed all over the place. But you see these markets. Look at these markets. Money has to go somewhere. It has to go somewhere. Who has all the money? Because whoever has all the money dictates the shots, dictate what goes up and what goes down. Right? So it looks like those with the money, with bags of it, hordes of it, is putting it in stocks. Some of them are even putting it in gold and other commodities. Understand the game. All right, so let me hit this back on the daily because we're going to look for higher prices in the S&P. Now, as we keep this real, okay, I'm going to have to say, look, I don't know how high it's going to go though. Okay. I don't know. When you see a market trading at all-time highs, it's very hard to determine where the top is going to be. But we are going to now create a couple of buy zones first. Okay, so let me do this. We're going to create a buy zone here. And I'm going to do one right around here too. Now we're going to drop this particular prediction down here towards 5,400 points. And you can drop like a Fibonacci retracement down. I know a lot of people use that as an indicator to try to figure out where price can move and go towards. But we'll just take it up 6% since that's where we have our basis. So 6% would take us around like 6,100 points. Okay, so that is it. This just shows you all of these buy zones on my chart, just shows you who's controlling the price. The moment we begin to see these buy zones become breached and broken, then that lets you know that the market's becoming more bearish. Okay, but if we see price in SP500 just simply come down and bounce off buy zones, that tells you that the market is still there buying. The moment we see the market break one buy zone, come down, test the other, break that one, you know you're in a downtrend. You know that the market is now being forced and moved by sellers. All right, so that is it. I am done. Go ahead and give me your thoughts. Make sure you maintain profit. And as always, trade different.